Hello, I am Sherontelle Dirskell, your host for Choose Your Path. We are here for another episode. Yay! I am celebrity publicist, motivational speaker, and now #1 international bestseller. I am so looking forward to this hour. Hello, everyone, and so are you, I see. Hey there. It looks like you guys are definitely waiting for me. Okay, let's go. I am ready. All right. Peaceful greetings. Hello.
Peaceful greetings, stretch it up. I'm a rockin' Roy, and this is Choose Your Path with Sherontelle Dirskell. Yay! Yeah!
I figured that would be great, right?
That's a great introduction. I'm like, I wasn't even expecting. Hello there. We're here
I know.
Peaceful
again.
greetings, hi. How are you? I had to do a little beauty makeup, and my fez is all over the place today.
No, look at this guy.
Yeah, how are you? Hassan's a lot, isn't he? This guy.
All right, so what's up? Hey, mother.
So
Sherontelle, how are
yes,
you?
so here we are for part 2 because there were so many things that we didn't get to touch on. I'm so excited and so grateful to be here. Another one. Yes.
Indeed. I know, because I'm very enigmatic with my postings and things that I say. When really I just mean well. So I know it's like, man, what is this guy gonna be doing? But I'm here. You
Yeah.
already know I'm here, and I'm ready. I am ready. I even, just in case we get on medical astrology, I brought the medical astrologer too.
Yes,
Make
because
sure
we didn't really
she come.
get to dive into that, and we didn't get to dive
Right.
into the puppet for the children. We didn't talk about that. So
Yes, I'm trying
let's
to.
I
I'm
got a few
doing my
before
best
we
to
even
mix
get
the
to
two.
that. Yeah. Before we get into that, let me see if I could put your name down at the bottom here. Well, Seven Heel Star sounds better. I know it took my head off. Did it go away?
It's
No, it's not letting me do it. Okay, there it is.
That's 7 Hills.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is Candy Raphael. She's going to
I
be the
know.
medical astrologer. Okay.
Awesome.
But go ahead. I'm with you. Come on, I'm with you.
Okay, I know because I was gonna put Hassan Ghaziel Bey, right?
Yes.
And then I
Yes.
was like, woo, then they'll be like, where is he? I can't find him.
Yeah.
So follow him on at Seven Heel Star. All
Yes.
right. Let's see. I do have a few questions that I wrote down, but there was something else that I seen. Maybe we can start there. Let's see. Is it going to show? No. Sorry, I got it on the paper. This one here. Is that today?
No, see, there's a span, right? When you're
Uh-huh.
talking astronomy, right? There's a time when there's like a entering orb. What does orb mean? Orb is a distance from a certain amount of exact placement. So, for example, a conjunction in astrology is anywhere from 0 to 10 degrees in aspect. So where Jupiter and Saturn appears to be in their transit, their independent orbits,
Uh-huh.
where they are, they're within 0 to 10 degrees. So they've been within 0 to 10 degrees for quite some time. Alrighty. It's just that recently, and I sent it to you, but I'm not expecting everybody to watch a 2 hour video so quickly when I send it to them, short notice. However, in the presentation that I put on Facebook and what is that? YouTube. All right. What I did was I presented this Jupiter and Saturn conjunction for 3 p.m. today. Right.
Okay.
So at the time that we're going live, right, is the same time that I set the charts these last couple of days so that people could
Okay.
actually see. So yes, today you will see an exact conjunction at about 0 degrees Aquarius, 30 minutes, and that's a tropical reading. All righty. So sidereally speaking, if you're speaking on a Ayanamsha, a Lahiri Ayanamsha, which is what is used in Vedic astrology or Eastern astrology, it would be about 24 degrees backwards. So we would be looking at roughly about 6 degrees, 7 degrees Sagittarius, Capricorn for the Ayanamsha in the Vedic astrology. So it would be read a little different. Now, the significance of what you're asking, because you only asked, is that happening today? And like always, I give more than what you asked for. To answer the question, yes, it's happening today. And the significance pertaining to Jupiter, a keyword for Jupiter is expansion. The keyword for Saturn is essentials. So right now, it appearing psychologically in Aquarius, people are looking to really expand the essentials. So you're going to find people going back to like a lot of ancient knowledge, because knowledge, pouring out knowledge, Aquarius, pouring out knowledge. So a lot of people are going to be going back to a lot of ancient knowledge. You know, your disciplinarian / great teacher is Saturn. However, the guru is Jupiter. So a lot of people are going to be taking the things that they've learned from their gurus and looking to actually process them in a certain disciplined fashion. Even if it's not a collective one, it will probably be one that is eastward. And, you know, when I'm saying eastward, I mean internally. Alrighty. So I'm done. I yield the floor.
Okay. So let's rewind a little bit for
All right.
those who didn't see part one. What is astrology? What is that?
Alrighty. So we're logging. Alrighty. To log something is to write and to record it. And when you're writing and recording, you can go back and look at it to see things that may come for the future. Astro pertains to star. Alrighty. So what we're doing here, we're actually allowing ourselves with astrology to do our best to measure dimension. Alrighty. There are cycles that we're going through. So that's why people are like, oh, this is a Jupiter Saturn cycle conjunction. It hasn't happened in like 800 years. And some people you hear posting memes like it hasn't happened in 500 years. And now everybody's debating when this conjunction.
That's hilarious.
You know, and really at the end of the day, it's not really hard. If you have an ephemeris and you actually have some pretty great software, I mean, you can do things online and actually try to trace things back in time. Because that's what we do. That's why I posted that post too, to show you guys, not only was I looking at the conjunction today, it being exact at 0 degrees Aquarius, 30 minutes tropically. I wanted to also do a solar arc direction and spin the chart forward because where Jupiter and Saturn is, it's midheaven, which is the 10th house. Cusp is about 11 degrees and 16 minutes away. So in solar arc direction, for those that are astrologers, because there's some astrologers here that are actually, they take my
wonderful
workshop, right?
Okay.
So I'm speaking to them also. All right. So, but let me tell you how I can put it in regular terms for all of us to see how it affects us. By us knowing that Jupiter and Saturn is wanting us to bring essential knowledge from the past to be able to structure it for our better gain in the future, in about 11 years, because in solar arc direction, each degree is a year. So in about 11 years, and I say 16 minutes, right? 15 minutes is 3 months. So 1 minute is 6 days. So in about 11 years, 3 months and 6 days, people will be seeing a change in their career. That's why you see a lot of people posting now like, oh, there's going to be a lot of businesses that are shutting down. So you better start your business, get all this stuff, get this together. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to see all the so-called startups, like how people kind of, I guess, looked at what is called Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency or whatever. If you choose to put your faith in that that kind of fractional digital system. However, the key is to look at it that it had a starting point. People didn't believe. Now there's a time where people are like, I need Bitcoin, right? So that's how it's going to be now. If you start your business now or have started it within the last 3 years or so, in about 10 years, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm still so successful. So, all right, I yield.
Oh, because I wrote down something, right? Because I seen this in the middle of the night. My friend posted it, 2_Lewis. He posted this, and I literally wrote down the words out of the Insta story. It said December 21st, 2020 is the perfect day for manifestation, right? It also says a ritual to visualize, like, what you wish to attract and what you wish for the world. And then it goes on to say it's a good day to be clear and get clear on what to focus on and to connect with your own spirituality and to get super clean on your heart focused intentions?
That is one of the best ways to use this energy, because this is one of the low holy days. Alrighty, you have 4 low holy days, 4 high holy days every year. Alrighty, and let me get my phone real quick so that I do not misquote myself, and I'll tell you what those holy days are, and that's why that actual quote that you just quoted from that story, I can affirm with further with this. Observe all sacred days, all sacred degrees. All righty.
Okay.
Your low holy days, for those that are taking notes, your low holy days, low holy degrees, the 21st March, the 21st June, which this 21st June 2020, we had the solar eclipse at 0 degrees Cancer. And right now, today, when you and I are getting on here, the sun is at Capricorn, 0 degrees, 25 minutes, reflecting actually that solar eclipse we had 6 months ago on the 21st June on that low holy day. The other 2 low holy days are 21st September and 21st December. So your 21st March is opposite your 21st September, and your 21st June is opposite your 21st December. So that's how you'll look at when the 4 or the cross of those 4 low holy days are. Your high holy days, high holy degrees, 2nd February, 1st May, 1st August, 1st November. And most people know 1st November is being called All Saints Day, right? To certain calendar dimensional measurement systems that we call time, right? So that's it or that. And the 2nd February is opposite or reflective pertaining to the 1st August, and 1st May is reflective to the 1st November. And you can use these days, yes, to go and ground, sun gaze. I and my consort today definitely made sure we touched the earth no matter how much snow is out there. Actually found some places, and what you'll really realize if you really went out there in the colder regions where it snowed and you stepped on that grass, you immediately realize that you were cold for about 30, maybe 45 seconds. And then you felt the any energy exchange pertaining to that electrical, it's an electrical current exchange, and then you start feeling warm. Standing right there, barefoot. You know what I mean? So what you're actually doing is getting not only an Akashic download, however, an opportunity to have yourself with a clean, fresh means to affirm whatever it is you would like to bring. So yes, you can affirm and invoke, being pure heart and sincere intent, the things that you desire. Let me say that. Or you can call upon for yourself. I yield.
And that is December 21st, 2020, people.
Absolutely. I know we went out there today.
No.
When we went out there, the clouds moved. And the sun, I was like, oh man, this is amazing. And it's funny, we noticed we came back in around 11:19. So that means we were definitely out there around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. So, and it was just, the energy was surreal. And it was amazing. I mean, and you guys can still take advantage of it. You go out there, just ground. Just go and touch the earth right now. You won't be disappointed. I don't care how cold it is wherever you are.
I've been polar bear swimming before in mid-morning. Yeah, I've had that experience. So I know what it feels like to be out in the ocean pretty much, and very cold temperatures, and be okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, really, it to be okay. So what I want to ask, what do you say to people who are skeptical about astrology? The purpose, for sure, we have a very mutual special friend here. She's here, Pink Illuminous. But I also am forever a life student, and I want to understand how other people see the world in a different way than I see. So what do you say to those who are quite skeptical about what you do and what you study?
People take pictures and they be holding up knots of fiat and be like, yo, I'm talking to the money. All right, anyway.
I'm talking to my encyclopedia of medical astrology.
All right, so usually you guys will see Candy Raphael,
People, greetings. It's live. I am Candy Raphael.
So she's the medical astrologer, right?
Okay.
I use that particular voice because I know the psychology behind using what we would call a so-called ratchet type of voice. However, to hear intellect come from it, it's like, I'm not going to judge a book by its cover. You know, so that's why I kind of created Candy Raphael during Virgo 2 years ago. To answer your question, let me
Okay.
tell you why we would do this. And that's an excellent question, Sherontelle. Like, honestly, it's an excellent question. So I'm going to go to page, for those that know that have their PDF version and your hard copy, page 325. All righty.
Because you have your students. Your students are
Yes.
here.
Yes, they are. Of
Hello,
course,
everyone.
Pink Illuminous is definitely one of them. Like, cause that's how, ingenious mind when it comes to astrology has been very responsible these last couple of workshops for the charts that we've been analyzing. Actually,
Okay.
then I think we have brother Core 84_Core. He's here also. It's a few others also that are here. That Jag's there too. Jag, probably Pumil is in there, and Jacqueline, if they're all there, Mother Sahar, if you saw them. I didn't even see because I'm just kind of, see, there go Corey right there, All right, here we go. Healers, page 325, healers. All righty, we're going to healers. All right, so when you are speaking astrology, 9 times out of 10, when people come for astrology, they're coming for some kind of healing, some kind of, whether it's reconciling to know something that they've had notions of, whatever the case may be. Now, the first thing to realize is the moon controls the menstrual cycle. So the reason that you're even here on the planet is because of the moon moving the ovum from the ovary down the fallopian tube to the endometrium, which lies the uterus, awaiting defibrillation.
Okay.
Okay, so the moon's responsible for that process. So since that's the case, that alone, one should maybe be a little curious to see, I wonder why this moon is so important for my life. Why does it rule the tides and the water? People want to eat, full moon, go fishing. If you like fish. If people are thirsty, find some fresh water to drink, right? Now, when you go to astrology for that purpose, what you want to know is what to avoid when, dealing with healers, right? Avoid healers for the patient to avoid. Now you're thinking like, oh, well, why would people want to come to astrology? Why would you tell somebody about astrology by telling them what to avoid? Because I have a really good purpose with this. All right. Healers for the patient to avoid, those who have Saturn in the ascendant or 6th house of the patient. So if I look at your chart and I see I have Saturn in the 1st house or the 6th house of your chart, it would be prudent for me to go, you know what, I know another astrologer. That's why I do these workshops, because I'm building a team of astrologers. That's what I'd rather
that's
have,
beautiful.
just let me dominate and be the only astrologer everyone comes to. No, that's not me. I'd much rather be able to have a team to select from and be very progressive in that sense, where I can go, okay, look, here's somebody that I see this, I got their chart, I see what it is, I got a report, let me hand it off, boom, to that astrologer so that they can be able to help them in their ascension. So if you actually see, it'll say here, see compatibility in this section, right? So most people, when they come to astrology, they want to be compatible, right? They want to be either compatible with whoever they're in love with, compatible with their dog, compatible
right,
with
of
whatever
course.
the case may be, business partner, whatever the case may be, right? So when looking up compatibility, and again, your question is, if people are scared of astrology, how could you get them to come to it? First of all, your life is dependent upon the moon cycle. That's not a belief. Look it up. Ask any woman. The woman is the walking calendar. You are the walking calendar. All right? Now, with that being said, compatibility of healer and patient, and compatibility of rules for the compatibility of the healer and the patient is determined by the rising sign in each map. So,
but is that what you say to people? Is that how you respond? Like,
well,
if they're like,
I'll put it like this. Yes. The reason why I respond that way, because if I don't give you full disclosure, you're going to expect the wrong thing. Because a lot of times when people come for astrology, it's like, oh man, I just want to know about finances and love and relationships and just tell me this. And it's just like, look, dude, like I can do this for you. However, how I'm going to really do it is I'm going to teach you how to read it.
okay.
So when most people come to me for astrology, right now, that would be because you're asking me a question. So I'm feeling, I know, not just feeling, that I have to give full disclosure because this is an interview. I don't want to, oh, let me just give the topical answer and it's just, yay, you know. No, I want to make sure it's like, look, let me give you a little detail because that will separate those that are just you're doing it for the taboo or the fad of astrology, and those that are like, you know what, I know that tropical astrology will help our people with our psychological mindset, you know, I mean, our psychological setting, totally. So what I do is, like, say people come for an astrology reading, I'll offer them a report and give people a report that's not interested in really learning. However, what I prefer is when people come for an astrology one-on-one workshop, mirror astro literacy session, what I'm doing is I'm actually giving people the canvas of my mind so that they can be able to read. If not, they don't want to be an astrologer, at least they'll be astro literate. If you don't want to be a geometrician or some type of like English major, you know, being a professor at a university. However, you should at least know reading, writing, and arithmetic so that you can be able to discern things for yourself when you're
At least.
Alrighty, so that's why I appear to be someone that is verbose or speak over people's heads when the whole time, let me tell you what I do know. This is one of those so-called Masonic secrets. I know everybody's born masters. And and if I sit there and approach you like a dumbass, then you should be insulted.
Yeah. I get that, but I was just wondering, like, how do you respond, or what do you say to those who could be, skeptical? But you
right?
answered that.
If they're Christian, right? And I'm saying that because I'm only sensing subconscious energy at the moment. My mom is, in my opinion, one of the best American Sign Language ministers ever for the Church of Holy City of Zion. Under Bishop Walter, I think is it Bishop Walter Thomas? I forgot what New Psalmist Baptist Church bishop was. However, you know what I see is when me and my mother speak about it, right? Let's say if she's in disagreement with astrology because to her the Bible says don't. So I can go. I'll just ask one simple question. I'll ask one simple question, and it's not being flippant, it's not being rude or disrespectful, even though that's how I come off a lot. But once you get to know me, I'm really not a butthole. I'm really just honest. I'm honest and I'm a voice of reason. But I'll ask one simple question. How did the three wise men find baby Jesus? And then I'll be quiet.
And then you just be silent. And then everything is okay. And then we move forward.
Can you answer the question? It's not rhetorical. Let's role play. How did the three wise men find baby Jesus? You can say you don't know.
It's not that I haven't heard of the story. I just don't get into those conversations because a lot of times my experience with Christians and Christianity and those things is that you just don't ask questions. That was my experience in that. You know, like I just don't know. Like I remember the story, but I don't really get into it because it's kind of like, that's not what he said. Because everyone can get their own interpretation of that story.
I'm an astrologer.
Follow the stars.
Every time I read it,
I'm just Sherontelle. I'm just Sherontelle.
Listen. Let me show you that I'm using hypnosis real quick, and then we'll get back to your question.
Okay,
right?
Go ahead. Okay.
The hypnosis that I decided to analyze is that which is known as a Christian theological realm. That's a world in its own. I am not one who is against or for. I recognize, like, when people go to Bally's or Gold's Gym to exercise their body, they'll go to a temple, church, mosque, or synagogue to exercise their spirit. I don't care how you exercise, as long as you're getting fit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, now the point that I'm making is that when you choose which realm of hypnosis to analyze, what you'll see in the root is astrology. That's what I'm saying. I can chose something from the I Ching. I could have chose something from the Quran. I could have chose something from the Quran. I could have
for sure.
I could have chose something from any so-called.
I've studied 7 religions. Trust and believe I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
The concepts and the stories. I just don't get into those conversations because I am a celebrity publicist. There's just certain things I just don't touch on. And religion is just one of those, although I can have an open conversation and talk to absolutely anyone. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I could do that.
Yes.
And it seems that you do that very well.
Well, I don't like people to be in dogma. I don't like people to be in dogma
Mhm.
belief systems. I'd much rather be like, why astrology? Oh, because your mom's, menstrual cycle is dependent on the moon. That's why you're here. That's it. However, a lot of times what keeps people from the astrology is what I'm saying is the hypnosis choices in their worlds that they choose
Yeah.
to allow
Right.
themselves to be governed
Right.
by. That's all I would say. That's it. And everybody has
I
an
love
annuity.
that. Yeah, no, I love
Yeah,
that response.
I yield.
Oh, wow. That was great. That was great. Um, Hello everyone. I don't want anyone to think that I am like ignoring them. I definitely see all the messages. Hello, DJ Goldie. I'm just taking a moment to say hello to the people, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Grace Live Light. Hello, 10K Cards. Amazing, amazing, amazing sponsor. You already have one, but I'm gonna definitely mention it. I think he upgraded your card.
Really?
Now we changed. Yeah, I gotta send you the new link because it has
All right.
been upgraded.
Okay.
Yes, so they can buy your merchandise, which I definitely want to talk about the astrology street. They can follow you on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. What this is, folks, is a digital business card where your clients, that's how they can reach you right here with this QR code. You can add booking consultation onto the card, your merchandise, your website, anything that has anything to do with what you do and the service that you give in this universe can be right here just on this card in one place. So they point the camera and they scan the code and they shout out 10K cards.
Yes. I still have the ad that I made of the double phone ones that I got.
You did
Thank you so much.
amazing.
Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness. Do you know, like every time when you would post it, the joy that I would get? Because it's just like anytime I'm in partnership with someone, it is personal for me. I don't know why people say, it's business and not personal. It kind of is. It kind of is, right? So he is my friend. That is my family. I love to see like what he is doing is going to change how we look at things digitally. And I'm grateful to be a part of it because I'm always feel like I'm 10 years ahead of the digital game anyway. I stay around text. So it is important. So shout out to 10K Cards. Yes.
Shout out to 10K cards.
Shout out to
Yay!
10K
I
Cards.
really
So
I
tell
really
me.
thought it was really awesome when I really saw them, and then I was like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself like, I really am going to have to get people to look, man, check this out, look, check that out, look, check that
Yeah,
out. So I know usually me how I do my guerrilla posting and guerrilla emailing and stuff.
it's the same
To
thing. Like
look at it.
people are skeptical when it comes to new inventions. They're like, what is that? How do I use
Talking to an
that?
astrologer. I know that. No, I'm stop.
They're like, how do I use that? Where do I put this? I don't get it. And they're not even open to even seeing what it actually does because they've already had the mindset of they can't really see anything new. So it's like, it's the same thing. I guess it's the same thing. Well, tell me about Astrology Street.
Astrology Street was okay. There was a young lady at the time who called herself Aurea, right? And she was around me for about 4 years. Alrighty, we were working on ways of finding her to understand cosmology, astrology, more science in ways that felt more down to earth, so to speak. So what I did was I thought to actually, first what I did was I came up with my first astrology coloring book. Alrighty. And what I did was I did this basically for her specifically. And then it turned into, because not only did I do that, I know you're an Aquarius. So I already folded the block for Aquarius, right?
Oh,
So
nice. Okay.
So this never existed before. An astrology coloring book, alrighty. and actual, these blocks, they never existed outside of me just having an unvelation to actually put
That
these
is
things together. Like
awesome.
right now, by us being in Capricorn, I'll put this together while I'm still telling you the story. All right.
Okay. All right.
So this mother wanted a better way to understand. Long story short, it turned into, you need to release it to the people and give it to the people or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, maybe. So I did that. I wanted to do a puppet show because I realized in order to get the people to understand what the literature is about, the coloring book, as well as, these astro ore cubes here, where they can actually learn different things about different planets, different signs, and things of that
Okay.
nature. Instead of just having a flashcard, it's a flash cube. You get to learn some origami at the same time. And this one is the teacher's edition with the lamination on it. But the long story short, I wanted to find a means and a ways to be able to give astrology in a simple fashion to people that wanted to learn it on the go. So that's another reason why I think I'm a little verbose most of the time, but especially when it comes to explaining astrology, because I've already put out there for the entire world a free webisode and presentation in webisode form. I've given a free astrology workshop with puppets, and I did this on my phone, my iPhone 6S. This one right here, literally, this one right here. All right, and it's like the microphone's all beat up now, so that's why I haven't recorded lately. But now we have this iPad here. I'll be using this to do it, but I wanted a means to find a way to have this sister at the time, like I said, Aurea, to just get what was being shared, because it seemed like she wasn't getting the concepts at that time. So what I did was, out of respect, was put these different things together. She enjoyed them so much that she was like, yo, you got to release that to the public. I'm like, yo, this is just for you, to get you to kind of like see how I can do it. She's like, nah, yo, it's really fun though. And I'm like, all right, cool. So peace and greetings, Islam. I just started finding different voices or whatever, trying to find ways to, all right, let me go through Aries. Let me spell it. Let me do it in Moorish Latin with, see, I usually use Mudras Mani to do the Moorish Latin. Peaceful greetings, Islam. I am Mudras Mani. Yes. So this is the one I usually do, not only Spanish with or Moorish Latin. I'll also do sign language also. So A for
Wow.
Aries, R, I, E, S. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be able to, incorporate that as well. So I was looking to incorporate not only astrology and literature and the coloring books and the blocks, but being able to incorporate Moorish Latin and just many different things. And it was initially for one mother who asked me to make it simple for her. And then she was like, yo, release it. So that's why you may see her, you may see Araya Minfajarel in the executive producer credit for the first cycle of webisodes for Astrology Street, because really it was just like, yo, what do you want me to do? And she was like, yo, how about this? So it was like, how about that? I was like, all right, well, I'm going to need some more supplies. So
That's
between
very
me
creative.
and her, we put the finances up for Astrology Street. Me, her, and I think her mother was very instrumental in it as well. She was very supportive. Also, so that's why I came up with Astrology Street. We saw how children reacted to it, and it just kind of, in the personal, it takes off when I can present it to people's families. It takes off immediately. I know why on the internet it appears slow, but I'm telling the truth. I'm not doing the stuff that's done out there in the commercial public trust. And since I'm not doing those things, it's not going to really be smashable. However, I know that when people come to it, they're going to be like, yo, this is bananas. But I set it up that way so that you can have corresponding literature along with the puppets. And I actually make all of this. None of this has been manufactured outside of where you see me now. To the point where I wanted to kind of take you on a little short tour as we're talking.
Wow.
So you can ask your next question while I take this off the stand, actually.
Okay, as you move, is there
Yeah.
like a best time for someone to get an astrology reading? Is there a certain time that's better than the others?
Yes, I will say yes. I think the
And what does that
best
depend on?
time. see, the first of all, somebody gotta just come and ask. If they can come and ask, that'll be great. Just come and ask, and I'll cast a chart, and I'll see how things are aligned. If it's worth, us really checking it out or whatever, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of how I go with that. However, usually if anybody just kind of feels they have it in their, body to just, oh, I just want to get this, off the ground, and I got this in my mind, and it's like, look. All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see what it is, because even if they're looking for the right time to get an astrology reading, you still would have to get a consultation to see with the astrologer. A really great astrologer will be able to get your time, date, and place, kind of take some solar arc measurements, and then ask a few questions before the querent even asks any questions. And then that alone, when the querent sees you're making credibility for yourself, then you can schedule a time based on what because now the querent's going to be like, oh, this dude saw this, and that, and I see the same thing. So yeah, I think we should. When do you think we should be? So that's how it goes. Okay, I yield.
Okay. So I was reading Duran Hightower. Hello. He says, my
Right.
sign is Aquarius. I believe in Mr. Hightower and the man upstairs more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Astrology it's not really a belief, it's a study.
Right. Exactly. You
Yeah.
can. Actually, that's great. That's great, because I would like to make a suggestion to. Hold on. Who was that again? Hold on. I'm scrolling. Hold on. I'm trying to see the
Duran
comment.
Hightower.
Yeah, because I want to be respectful. I just don't want to say Hightower.
Yeah. I
Duran,
respect
you said?
everyone. It's over my. Yeah, Duran
All right. Well,
Hightower.
I'll just say this. Duran Hightower, what I would love for you to check out then to increase your faith even further, check out William Lilly, Christian Astrology. You're going to love it. Check out William Lilly. The author is William Lilly,
William
Christian
Lilly. All
Astrology.
right
And
now.
for those that, for those that know, the type workshops that I do, right? In one of my workshops, the introductory workshop, I don't even put this out there, but I'll say it again because I think I said it in the first one.
Uh-huh.
I have a library that you guys get access to, right? And my library has William Lilly Christian Astrology in it. And I'm telling you, I have things for people from all different spiritual gems that you'll see that there are people that were top-notch people in their spiritual realms that are phenomenal astrologers. And it's like, yo, it's bananas how a lot of pastors and preachers I really
So
get down with that know astrology. Like, I really think, I
wow,
think it's
that's pretty cool.
I'm trying to tell you, who I really think is an
Mm.
awesome astrologer, but don't really put it out there. I think Joseph Prince, New Creation Church, Singapore, because I watch how he gives a didactic presentation on, the Bible, but at the same time, I know he has a 501c3 obligation to uphold, so he can't say too much. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So when I see what he's saying and how he's giving it, that allows me to go into books like Christian Astrology and see things, certain richnesses that's actually in the word that without the astrology, you're really playing yourself. Another one. Let me give Brother Duran Hightower one more. I can't even believe I didn't say this one. Charles Fillmore is the author. The Metaphysical Bible Dictionary. Again, Metaphysical Bible Dictionary by Charles Fillmore. Don't believe anything I say. Try to prove it wrong. When you prove it right, teach your family. I yield the floor.
Oh, and that's it, folks. And that's it, folks. 84 underscore core. Oh, 84 core. Man, know thyself. Natal charts. I'm looking this way because it's hard to see. Natal chart study. Okay. Higher
Yeah,
self equal mind upstairs.
yeah. Brother
Okay.
Corey's
Thank
a
you for that.
phenomenal astro student. He's been there we've been doing 30, yesterday made 36 Sundays in a row. He showed up and participated in every one, even if he had to leave and come back. He's like, yo, I gotta step out real quick. I'll be back. And he's been showing up. Hey, man, this folder ain't got the video in it all the way. Yo, can you check that? Hey, man, that brother got my back. So Brother Corey, he's actually in that presentation, the live that I did and when I put on Facebook. And sorry, guys, I know my eye contact is going back and forth because I'm here.
No, that's fine.
And I
Because
wanted to
yes, I
see
was
the
just
whole
going to ask
studio
you, where
portion.
are you?
You know what I mean? I came upstairs real quick, and I wanted to show you my 2 refrigerator boxes and vacuum cleaner box that I've had standing since 2009, where I get some of the best sound recording out of because I took this couch cushion and gutted it. You know, I just unwrapped the couch cushion. Yeah, this thing has been standing for 11 years. Egg foam crates for the beds. You know, because sometimes people think some of the sound production that I do is coming out of some really awesome, like, let me see if I can turn this camera around. Like, this is really what it's looking like. I mean, hey, let me just, and this is just the upstairs studio. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So this is just kind of what I'm doing, like here or whatever, my little stuff on the wall or whatever. But I kind of have my own little zone that I like to be in when I'm, working. So I have this as a means to create and do different things that I want. God, that's from when I was 8 years old. I have to take that down and clean it. But anyway, I love it, so I keep it there and don't touch it. I just love the grandmama. Anyway, that's a Larry Johnson reference. But yeah, this is the room that I'm in. I guess you see a few pictures of myself when I was like 4, 7, and 9. Right?
Oh, wow. Those are pictures of you. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
So at the end of the day, this is where I've done a lot of the voice recording. I do a lot of voiceover work here, especially when I'm doing peaceful greetings, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghaziel. I do that here. I do that actually here on this little setup here or whatever. But as we go back downstairs or whatever, this is where I set up a printing press. So, and this is where it's a little more kind of like wilding out, but I got like the little sewing situation and kind of like, God, this is just all over the place. Let's see if I can get it back. This is like the sewing machine and all that little stuff back there, knickknacks.
Oh, you took us all through the studio. Nice.
It's bananas where it's just like all different things here just for printing and all this other different stuff or whatever. And then what you guys really see me on is that over there. So it's like, you guys, like, how are you doing so much green screening? That's freaking poster board, guys. You know what I mean? You don't have to shell out a whole bunch or whatever, but that's just kind of where I'm at with it or whatever, other little keyboards and stuff or whatever. But I do this so that we can be able to bring stuff like Astrology Street to life. We can bring the natal reports, the astrology, weather reports to life, things like that or whatever, so that everybody will be able to have an opportunity to really enjoy astrology. Because I don't really think there's a lot out there that makes astrology fun and approachable. So I knew I was going to take a huge chance in being copper toned and sounding intelligent and speaking on a topic that seems like it's above people's head. It's the Scorpion moon in me. I did it on purpose because one level of hypnosis that is good in helping to clean things is have people, it's so funny, but it's almost like reverse psychology. You want them to be interested, but you use the fact that you know that they're not going to be interested to get them interested.
And you know that they're not.
Yeah. It's if you know they're not going to be interested, you utilize that. It's how in the word they say, make your enemies your footstool. So there's ways of calculating that, especially when you know the astrology, because the people are ruled by the planets and they don't know it. So if you know it, then you can control the moves and never touch a chess piece or the checkerboard.
Yeah, she said the voiceover talents and phenomenal indeed. Oh, let's talk about the home studio at its finest.
Yay! It's not the biggest, but hey, it gets the job done. So
it gets the job done.
I did that so if people think they got to shell out a bunch of finances, no, if you got some imagination and watch a few episodes of MacGyver, you might could take some things in your home, like literally Moroccan Roy is a sock and poster board and water bottle caps. So is Mudras Manny. Like, this is not expensive stuff. It looks like it because I'm a craftsman. I work my compass and square very well because I enjoy working it.
I think that if you have an idea or dream or whatever that is that you want to call it, you have everything you need inside. So you got to work with what you have right in front of you. Yeah, it's just that simple.
Yes.
Duran Hightower asks, how do you get people out of a negative thinking?
Oh, that's easy. That's really easy. Like, okay, this is what I usually ask people. Why do you want to hurt yourself?
That's the first question.
Yeah, why not ask that question? If people, right, are thinking negatively, and I'm not saying Deron is thinking that. If
Right.
Deron has someone in his family that's a negative Nancy, right, and say they'd be like, nah, man, you know, because Deron, man, see, you don't get it, Deron. See, you don't get it. And then Deron could ask, why do you want me to be wrong? What you're doing is you're leaving the being responsible for their own jurisdiction.
Right. I absolutely love that. That's a good one.
Islam. I love that. I ain't gonna front, man. I already knew this was gonna be a bomb interview because I'm so weird to the pop culture thing. This guy's got on the fez and a purple hoodie. Yes, let's take the cornball looking stuff and teach the people. Right? Let's do it.
No, that is a powerful point, and it really actually had me thinking, like, wow, that's a great response because I am definitely a firm believer in however someone responds or feels about me or whatever, it absolutely has nothing to do with me
At all.
at all. And I absolutely just love the way you responded. That is so great.
That's why I advocate the way that I advocate. When I know that there are intelligent minds and can analyze what I say and or post, it's like at the end of the day, offense is not what's being carried. It's a means for us to tell the truth completely without thinking we're going to lose friendships or connections. You know what I mean? Like, because I can't. I just can't. I can't. It's too much water in my chart tropically. But go ahead. I yield.
Yeah, and that's me. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, did I just say that? But of course I just said that because that's what was on my mind and it needed to be said. Yeah. But I'm never doing anything to, be mean to anyone or talk down, whatever that means to people. It's always about coming out of the intent of love. It's always love with me, love first. So for
Yes.
sure. So as we're getting towards the end, I wanted to definitely touch on which we did the astrology street, entrepreneurship, the voiceovers, which you went through the studio. I think that we touched on everything that we had missed. Did we miss something else? I mean, of
I
course,
got
yeah.
my talking points. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, because I wrote down astrology street, entrepreneurship, voiceover, because those are the things that we didn't really get to touch on part one.
So they can
Hi,
go
Brenda.
to YouTube. They can go to Astrology Street, All Rights Reserved. That's the Astrology Street, All Rights Reserved channel on YouTube to view the Astrology Street playlist. Right now it's 22 videos in the Astrology Street playlist, right? Mm-hmm. So it's webisodes and other little cute little, montages. For astrology reports, they would go to 7 Heel Star, All Rights Reserved YouTube, because I have like 3 YouTubes, but just for those two, for Astrology Street YouTube, right? And for 7 Heel Star, just 7 Heel Star on YouTube. Now, also I have 7heelstar.com, which it's there so people can do a lot. They do a lot more of the downloading of the free posters and calendars that I do. Because I've done 3 monthly calendars. However, I'm about to do a whole year for 2020. So that's going to be about maybe 36 notes for people to grab, but it's going to be custom because I can also do your custom astrology calendar. So let's say not only do you have a calendar for everybody in the world, I can make a calendar based on your astrology chart. So you know what days to do and not to do things. That's what I'm really good at. Let's say, Sherontelle, you and 10K Cards want to advertise, right? What I can do is I can cast an astro relocality chart for you guys and find out what regions you would do the best in. You wouldn't have to travel there. I'll just tell you where to advertise and it'll pop.
Just like that.
Oh, I've done it with a Fez Dad Caps. So shout out to brother Jamal Rons Bay. He was like, yo.
Oh, now that you just answered my question because that was my last question. Can you use astrology if you're an entrepreneur as a tool?
All the time. I know JP Morgan is always quoted in saying millionaires don't use astrologers, billionaires do. And that's because even just recently, a couple of weeks ago, I was doing my synastry and we workshop, and I mixed it with the financial adept. Financial astrology is very real. Yes, I could take, some Yahoo charts over a certain amount of time, put them into my astrology software, and then know when gold, well, I already know off the top of my head when gold prices are going to spike anyway. When Jupiter and Saturn were 51.42 degrees away from each other on November 25th, 2020, I had put a post out there, hey man, gold prices are going to spike or whatever, do whatever. And when I checked it with the financial analyst, brother Saul Yan, shout out to him. He was like, yo man, when I actually went back and checked it, man, and I went to go check the hourly, and the daily, man, you was right, man. It did on this day, man. I was like, whoa. So yes, you can use the astrology to check out not only when to quote unquote invest, but you can also find out where to promote instead of wasting your time on your promotion. So when a lot of people do, it's funny because people don't speak about me doing this for their businesses. But I know Brother Jamal wouldn't mind saying, Brother Jamal from Fez Dad Caps, right? Jamal Rhymes Bay. He had came to me for a reading. And he was like, yo, what should I do, yo? Like, I want to travel. I said, yo, you don't have to travel. I got something for you. I said, let me cast the relocation chart for you and do a treasure map on career and vocation. And so when I cast the treasure map of career and vocation for him, and I was like, yo, Houston's real strong for you, near the Houston Corporation, Texas Republic, because of a certain midheaven and ascendant, hitting that was right there. And I was like, try that. In 2 weeks, he was sending me pictures about how his business was increasing exponentially near Houston. So I use the astrology. I'm not. Let me be clear, Mother Sherontelle, because I know all right, based off of what I give, right. However, I use the astrology practically because so many people I think have been duped by the and it's so neat that you can tell the future. I don't have time for that. I have all the time for remedy. Oh, this is what's going on. Okay, let me look at your chart. Okay, this is why this is going on here. Okay, you need to wait for this combination to happen on this day and execute then. Boom, break. Because that's how governments are ran on the planet. Every government or large government has some Sayaraha of some sort. That's a pilot that reads the astrology chart and makes a decision. And the White House has, man, I remember when I was thinking of looking at being I know the astrologers right now, professional astrologers are getting $300 an hour. So right now, someone who's probably an astrologer at the White House would probably be getting about $300, $325 an hour to be able to know, hey, do we have a conference today? Do we meet this day? And the astrologer goes, nope, let's reschedule it for this day. And that's how government is ran, period.
Yeah, she said astrology can be used for love, synastry, relocation, finances. I know it can be used for so many things, but today, since we're talking about entrepreneurship, I thought it was a perfect question to ask if you can use that, as a tool. So for sure. Oh my goodness, all of those things. Yeah.
Yes. You know how these apps are set up. You can set your advertising regions on these apps. Like say if you want to do Instagram advertising and you go to do it on Instagram.
I do it all the time.
And you can pick your region. Like I can literally go, all right, Sherontelle, look, check this out. I cast your chart. Now that I see you have real strong energies here, and maybe I won't even send you an in-depth one because I've sent you something in-depth already. However, I could just be like, yo, this place, that place, this place, that place, and you could just be like, let me see. And you try it, and then you give me a report in about 30 to 90 days and let me know how it turned out.
I get it. Wow. Yes, business endeavors for sure, or even what you should do for a living if you are. Oh, wow, I never thought of it that way. That's a good, wow.
Yes,
okay.
The 10th house. Like if I can, like when I cast a Vedic chart, when I do the tropic, I do a Vedic at the same time because I love looking at multiple charts at once because I want to know who I'm talking to. All righty, because I know that 9 times out of 10, a lot of people have a inkling of who they are. However, when you can confirm it, then they ain't got to guess no more. They can be themselves. Do you get what I'm saying? So with that being said, Yes. People have come to me and be like, yo, I've been thinking about doing this and moving here to do this, but I wonder if I should do that. And I'll go, let me see. Your 10th house, I can see where your 10th house cusp is, and I'll look into your 10th harmonic too. And I'll be able to tell you what is the best career choice for you based off of an overall look at the chart, not just of your sun sign. Because you could be a sun sign Cancer, but if your 10th house is on Aries, then I would say, okay, well, you would probably be good in leadership somewhere in management, because Aries is the leading sign for the vernal equinox, right? So it's the ram, deals with the head, right? So the head of something, right? So you have that, as well as if it was somebody who's a Cancer but has midheaven in Pisces, then I wouldn't tell them to be a leader. I would tell them to be a motivational speaker or a preacher or a pastor or imam. I yield the floor.
Wow. Yes. As we end, because an hour goes by like that.
Yes.
Right? It really does. I just want to shout out to my sponsor, 10K Cards. He has definitely upgraded your card, but he also stated that he can add your other YouTube channels so that it all can be in one place. So he can add that to the card.
Indeed.
Because I don't know if I have all of your YouTube channels. Do I? I don't
No,
think so.
I have so many things going on, and I gotta admit, our mutual love, think eliminates, right? It's like, dude, you got to get one place and one place only. Like, you have this here, that there, this here, but I'm like, it's so many different people. Man, I just want to get them there. They don't need to know it's all me. But what?
Yeah,
So
you
that's
gotta
what it is.
we
Thank you.
and we're putting it all in one place, 10K Cards. Anyone, I'm telling you, if
Alrighty.
you have a business, click the link in my bio if you want to know more about this card, because I definitely recommend it. Is the way of the future. So as we end, I always end with either one word or a sentence, something to motivate or inspire us to continue to help us as we continue to move forward.
One word is think. Now, how to use that word think? If I could get you to think, you save yourself. I'm quoting
One word is think.
Yeah, the one word is think. Now, I'm going to use that word think like, if I could get you to think, you can save yourself. And I'm quoting Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, who does religious corporate business as Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now, you're the floor.
Love, light, and energy. Thank you so much. Everyone, please go. He has 1 million channels, but go follow S7 Heal Star, and then you can find him on all the other ones, right? Right?
Yes, I'll make sure people can find. If they find one, they'll find everything.
Right, exactly. As long as you find one, you'll find all the other ones.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for giving me your time, your wisdom, your knowledge. I really sincerely appreciate it. Thank you, Pink Illuminous. We are out of here.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.